Oh, we lost the person.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Cruise Control. It is Wednesday, October 11th, 2023. Welcome to Cruise Control, the home of entertainment news. I am your host, as always, everybody. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. And I gotta say, happy hump day to you all, because it is the humpiest of hump day. And if it wasn't, we wouldn't be here on a Wednesday having a good time on Cruise Control. But got a lot of people here tonight. It's going to be a fantastic show for you, trying some new things. We're going to have some hot takes, kind of new segment we're doing. And we're also going to dive into a lot of stuff happening. I feel like things just blow up today. But joining me back, as always, is my lovely co-host, Miss Sabrina Vittori. Sabrina, welcome back to the program. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great. We made it on. Sorry, buddy, for the technical problems starting off. What's the deal, Ty?
This week's been haunted in general. Let's just say. Hi, Ty.
Been weird things happening.
Hi, Ryan. What's up, homies?
What's up, Colossus Rex? Everybody, welcome back. Happy Wednesday. Thank you for being here. As always, we appreciate you.
Hi, Queen Glamazona, my girl.
Everybody's popping in here. Hey. Welcome. And it wouldn't be hump day if we didn't have Mr. Sean Sutherland. Sean, welcome back to Cruise Control, man. How you doing? Happy hump day.
I'm doing great. I forgot my patented Cruise Control mug, so please forgive me. But if it's Wednesday, it's got to be on Cruise Control. So excited to be here and excited to tear into it with you.
Yeah, happy to have you back on this hump day edition. Hey, Milton in the chat, welcome back, man. Yeah, happy to have you here as always, Sean. Thank you for joining us. We're going to have a great freaking time. As always, technical difficulties aside, we're going to make some fucking dreams come true on Cruise Control tonight, because that's what goes down every time. And welcome back to Cruise Control. I got to say, welcome back to Cruise Control, because it's been a hot minute. You know you love her. Miss Lin Wojciechowski, welcome back to Cruise Control. How you been, Lin?
Hi, thanks for having me on. I nosed my way into this specifically for like one segment. So thanks for having me on. I missed you guys. And also to fight about Ryan Reynolds, of course.
Yeah. You watch your back, girl. Watch your back. Them's it's fighting words. I'll give you a hot take and you're not gonna like it.
Don't be fighting Sabrina. Don't do it. But also joining us back, we're not alone. We got one more person here too tonight, and it's Mr. Touchy Ghost himself, Mr. Mike Casey. Mike, welcome back to Cruise Control. How you doing?
Hi guys, I'm wearing these $3 AliExpress glasses, but it makes me feel cool when I wear them, but the glare that seems obnoxious. So if that shit makes you mad, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I'm just here to get humpy with you guys, because it's hump day, and we've got good stories today. We got good stories. I knew that Lynn Marie would be enticed to join us today, so I'm excited. I think we're gonna have fun.
Hi, Queen.
Yeah, thanks for being here, Lynn. Thanks everybody for joining us. It's it's funny. There's not much happening on Monday. Then all of a sudden, there's like a flurry of stories that hit on Tuesday, and even more just keep popping in today, because we have a lot of breaking news. All right, first thing I want to talk about is the AMPTP. Yeah, AMPTP. You know why? Because they want to get the P the fuck out, apparently. So the AMPTP been talking about how the producer side of it are like, that final P at the end of producers, we're really not part of your group anymore, studios. Back in the day, back in the 40s, of course, producers were a big part of the AMPTP. It happened for a reason. It was formed for a reason, because everybody worked for the studios. The producers did, the actors did, the writers did, everybody. I mean, the actors lived on the lot, actually, most of the time, and then they jumped from show to show to show. People got pension and health. It was a big deal. Well, through the years, producers have lost that completely. Now they're just kind of there. Really, the AMPTP is about studio heads and studios, and the producers, they're not under any contracts. They don't have health insurance, and they want to start fighting for that. Just because everybody else is fighting for stuff, they're saying, hey, we're not part of this AMPTP anymore. They had over 2,000 top producers came out to sign a contract being like, we want to get the hell out of this thing. And they put this petition out, and apparently they're fighting to get away from the AMPTP and just drop that, become AMPT, I guess. But their whole thing is really, it comes down to a fair wage, the same thing. A lot of these producers, they start pitching projects, get a writer involved, and then after that, there's really no money unless a project gets greenlit, and then they actually film. Sometimes they get money in the beginning, but a lot of times on the back end. So they're fighting about, hey, we want to actually be out of this because we're not getting wages, we're not getting taken care of, like all these fucking people on these picket lines, and we don't want to be in the AMPTP because it comes down to money. Producers are always about getting their bang for their buck, just like the producers Paramount producers decided to find a home for Spiderwick Chronicles because Spiderwick Chronicles lost their Disney home a while ago. We talked about this about a month and a half ago, and we said they're going to start pitching it again. They're going to start pitching it, and they did, and they found a home on Roku.
Yay.
Yay! Roku is like that piece of toilet paper roll, the little piece of toilet paper is still on the roll, and you're like, do I throw it out or do I not? I guess I should keep it because there's a little bit of toilet paper there, but it's really worthless. That's Roku to me. but Roku itself is going to keep doing it. It's going to bring it in there. They're going to try to make some money off this. I mean, the producer spent so much on it. It's done. It's in the can. The whole show is done. So they're hoping that they'll make money off this. But I mean, we'll have to see because end of the day, people want to make money, but it's hard. These contracts, they're always going to make their money back. Contracts are always a big battle in the industry. And there's a big contract battle going with Coldplay right now because Coldplay right now is fighting with their old manager who was with them for 20 years. 20 years. And then all of a sudden they had a falling out. And it's all about money. It comes down to money, of course. The manager saying for their last album and their new album, they should be getting paid. And Coldplay is like, no, we don't want to pay you for this. You don't think you did this money. They're like, well, you messed a bunch of our pyrotechnics up. You messed a bunch of our scheduling up. Took a bunch of money from Ticketmaster. So they had this big battle going on. They said right now that Coldplay is countersuing them. His name is Dave Holmes for $17 million. $17 million. I mean, he was already suing them for $12 million. So it's big money back and forth, going back and forth. I don't know who's going to win this end of the day, but Holmes did say this. He goes, you know, you can say I messed this up, I fucked that up, whatever, but I have a contract saying I'm going to be paid for these albums. So that's the legality that you're going to have to take care of. So pin me, pay me, give me that money because you are not getting out of this contract. But somebody that is getting out of their contract is this morning's on-air anchor because this shit just blows my mind really fast, everybody. It blows my mind. Holly Willoughby. So if you haven't heard this story, it's fucking nuts. Like, there's a 36-year-old that was stalking her, planning to kidnap her and then murder her. And the police found out about it out of nowhere. Like, they don't even know how this came about. No one has any kind of word how it happened. But this shit's nuts. So all of a sudden, they found this guy, arrested him, and then she's like, well, I guess I'm going to walk away from this show because I'm worried about my family, worried about my friends. For me and my family, I need to step away and take a break. Coldplay has gone cold. You're right, Glamazona. They've gone cold, but I feel bad for Willoughby because I can't imagine being in that position. She's been there for 14 years, and now she has to step away. And the only person that's not stepping away is Jeff Goldblum from Jurassic Park because they're doing a Lego movie, and he's still coming in there, everybody. He's still doing it. He's like, hell, I'm going to do this Lego movie. Why not? I'm going to make some good money, and I'm going to narrate this whole thing. It'll be a 22-minute episode, and I'm going to have some fun. I'm never going away from the Jurassic Park franchise. And I could listen to Jeff Goldblum narrate a whole project over and over again. And that's not controversial to you, Mike, over there, Mike, but I could actually watch a 4-hour version of Napoleon, which is going to be happening, everybody, on Apple TV+. So we talked about this before, that it was actually cut. Ridley Scott cut the project. But it's going to theaters, much shorter, but he said he's going to bring it to Disney, or actually Apple TV+, and it's full form for everybody because everybody needs to see it. That's what he says. And Joaquin Phoenix probably does a fucking fantastic job. But a lot of big breaking news coming in fast, so Milton should have given him an autograph. Yeah, right? Give him an autograph. But yeah, what do we think about this? I'm going to go to Sean fast. Sean, do you think that Coldplay will actually win this battle with their manager, or do you think that this is something the manager is going to win at the end of the day?
Yeah, I mean, I think a band like Coldplay doesn't really matter. To be honest with you, having looked into that,
Dad rock, old man, get the fuck out of the way.
Fuck Coldplay, right? No, having looked into this, I think that there's obviously, the they said versus he said kind of shit. You kind of see this a lot, and not surprised, obviously. I feel like the manager's got a little bit of an upper hand on him. But yeah, I again, good for them. Good for him. Who cares? There's a lot more important stuff to get to.
I know, that's what I'm saying. A lot of these things was flying through today because it is a lot of just mumbo jumbo. Yeah. But Sabrina, what do you think about what's happening with this news anchor, though? Can you imagine, like, out of nowhere, you find out that someone's been stalking you, trying to kidnap and murder you? Would you step away from your job too?
No, not with the money she's fucking making. What are you kidding me?
14 years.
Fucking not. That's a hard no. I'd be fucking there every day. I'd get myself a bodyguard though. And yeah, no. Also, to answer Milton Bradley's question, Coldplay came out with an album called Music of Spheres in 2021. Wow. And I think that Sean is largely correct, as in like they have the money and they've signed a contract, so they're probably going to have to pay the manager. I do not agree with the fact that you said that fuck Coldplay or who cares about Coldplay, because I think Coldplay is lovely and they put on a very good concert. I've seen them live; they're wonderful.
They're a fantastic band. But but it's a tough thing when you're fighting with your manager of 20 years. It's like that's like longer than a lot of relationships these days. And
he knows where the body's buried for sure. Yeah.
A lot of most relationships, all the days.
A lot of relationships. More than relationships with your parents for the most part.
Fuck.
and Lin, would you watch a 4-hour cut of Napoleon? The fact that Ridley Scott's doing this it's a big thing. I mean, Gladiator was like 3.5 hours long, but is this something you would be all about?
Okay, so I have mixed feelings about biopics, which I very firmly believe should be pronounced biopics. First of all,
I talk about this all the time.
Right? I do not think that most of them are done well. However, this is Ridley Scott, and I do like Ridley Scott, and it has Joaquin Phoenix, who I also really like, and who did a great job in Walk the Line, which was a very well done biopic. So
Stop it.
So I'm down. I like watching director's cuts. I did the whole Snyder cut, 8 hours or whatever that was, and I liked it a lot better. So whatever. So I'll give it a shot. Sure.
and Queen, who hasn't fought their manager? I mean, everybody that's in the business probably has fought them once in a while, but 20 years, that's a lot. And Lin, you're right. It's the biopics. The biopics.
No. That's how it should be said.
We're not talking about a medical procedure. We're talking about a movie, okay? It's not a medical procedure. It's a biopic.
but I gotta hit Mike with the hardest one here. Mike, what about this Lego Jurassic Park movie? Are you stoked about this? You think that makes sense? Jeff Goldblum came back to the franchise to do this?
Brian, every guest that you went to gave me a 25% better chance of landing on the Jeff Goldblum topic. Therefore, I just kept getting more and more excited. Dude, I'm sad that you say it's only going to be an episode. Why can't we have a whole freaking movie? There's been goddamn 7 movies. How many movies have there been? And not all of them had Jeff Goldblum. So like, I see this as nothing but success. He's had success with the Marvel universe. Like his vibe combined with like the Lego vibe, like it just screams fun adventure time to me. So I'm all about it. Give it the 22 minutes. Let that be the frickin' what? Are they going to do some kind of Christmas release, or is this for further in the future?
No, it's coming out in like October, so it's coming out end October, November. Yeah, it's coming out.
It'll be the explosive event of the year, and then we'll get some more Jeff Goldblum voice acting. He's a very stylish person in person to see, but then also they got a great voice. So let's hear more of it.
Honestly, I didn't even realize it was actually him. I'm like, is there someone impersonating him? But no, it's got to be him. You know, I was going back and forth about it.
On chest hairs on the little Lego guy.
I know. This is coming out on Peacock this month. So if you're a fan of Jurassic Park, you like Lego type movies, and you like Jeff Goldblum with a Lego hair chest, then this is all for you. I would say right now.
That's a key feature. It is the Lego hair chest.
I can't wait to see it. I mean, I'll check it out for sure. Dinosaurs I
didn't know dinosaurs ate Legos.
Right?
Well, you would know better than anyone, so I'm going to say that dinosaurs don't eat Legos.
Come on. But yeah, so all these things are coming. Some really big breaking news in the industry, but we're going to try something new tonight. We're just trying some stuff out because it's Wednesday, it's hump day, it's a special edition. We're going to try out a little bit of what I like to call some hot takes.
I am so excited for this. I have no idea what to expect. This is great.
We're going to try a little hot take. So we're going to give everybody 1 minute to talk about each topic. I'm going to introduce the topic first. Everybody's going to get 1 minute. There'll be a countdown, an explosion at the end. Hopefully an explosion at the end. We'll find out how this works. But there's a lot of news happening, so to speed stuff up, to have a little fun, we're going to try something new. The very first thing I want to talk about, well, this kind of blew my mind today, everybody. But Will Smith and Jaden Pinkett Smith have been pretty much divorced for about 6 or 7 years. That's what she said.
Not Jaden. Jaden is the son, right?
Yeah, not Jade. What did I say?
Jada.
Jada Pinkett. I said Jada. That's my life right there. That's a hot pick. A hot.
They're very similar
take.
names.
Real hot.
It's a hot take. But Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith have been separated since about 2016. So she came out and said this today. She said they were married back in 1997. They lived completely separate lives. Says becoming exhausted with trying to maintain their marriage. So in 2016, they decided to split ways. Does anyone know anyone
If
win?
we don't win anything in the hot takes game, I will take that under consideration.
That's definitely that's a good take.
We're going to add that next time, Queen.
Yeah,
Thank
something
you.
you gotta think about. But they've been completely separate since 2016. Of course, you've seen on the red carpet, the whole slap again thing happened. And I'm guessing that's probably why there was some weird animosity and the whole thing with her sleeping with his son's best friend shit. I mean, that shit, it all kind of makes sense to me now that they've been separate. This was going on. But she said, I think we're both just still stuck in our fantasy of what, we thought the other person should be. And they made a promise never to get divorced. And that's why they've never officially been divorced. But for her,
I think that's semantic.
and all it takes, yeah, they're pretty much divorced. Yeah. So this is going down. And I want everybody to have a quick hot take on this. So, all right, I need to be like a wheel that spins around so we know who's gonna go first. So I'm gonna go with Mike on this one. Mike. So Mike, what do you think about this divorce happening so long ago? And do you think that they were meant to be? And your mark, get set, go.
I don't think it would have been the same if he was at the Oscars and he said, "Get my roommate's name out your fucking mouth." Maybe that should have been to the end. I've got another one for the end. I think that they both can do better.
Wow.
You're a high power couple. Like you stay together. Like you're benefiting from the I don't know, the extra juice that's generated by being a power couple. It doesn't surprise me at all. Honestly, I'm surprised that there aren't more. We don't hear about more of this from Hollywood super couples that that they've already been separated, because probably it happens more than is let on. So it's interesting to see it actually be revealed.
Oh, my explosion. There it
is. Right.
Did 1 minute ever feel longer?
I felt that pretty fucking long, right?
I started with the hot take. That was my problem. It's learning.
You started with
I've got a minute. Yeah, Mike. Yeah, this whole thing is
I don't
nuts.
think so. I don't think there's lawyers involved.
There might be more people that come forward. There's probably a lot of people that are just living like fantasy marriages right now in Hollywood that work good on the screen and in the public eye, but not actually in the bedroom. So that's just what it is sometimes. But Sean, what do you think about this? Do you think that they were meant to be? Are you upset? Are you bummed? Do you think this was on the writing on the wall? And go.
I'm not surprised at all. I feel like we kind of gotten hints of this, like there were rumors and murmurs and all this kind of shit. So, I can totally understand, them just kind of wanting to be private with it. You don't get that opportunity that often in Hollywood, living in the public eye, to have that kind of freedom, to be able to kind of, live your life the way you want to. So, no, I'm not surprised. Good for them. Bad for us. I don't know. Like I don't see them getting
bad for us.
I don't know. I don't see Jada Pinkett going to. Who's she gonna go to now? I don't know. Will Smith. Maybe Angelina Jolie. You never know. I'm saying, yeah. Who doesn't want to see that? But I think they're both adults. They both got further with each other than I think they would have gotten alone. And that's it. Is that a minute?
Sean's done.
She's the other thing. She's been reminding me of the people that are sending the kids to eat each other in the Hunger Games. All the pictures I've been looking at of Ms. Smith.
Too late, Mike. Your hot take is over.
Hot take is over.
It didn't explode.
Lin read the rules.
separated but lived on the property together is like 5 hours of property. The only reason
Five houses.
5 houses. This is too small for my screen.
The only reason why she's talking about it now is because she is selling a book that nobody cares. She's cray cray.
Yeah, she's
Thank
great.
you, Ty.
But yeah,
That's Ty's hot take.
Selling the book, yeah.
You know what? This is actually a relationship that might have been saved by Scientology had that worked out.
do you think so, Sean? Really? I don't know.
I don't know. I know it's not my. I'm sorry, Lynn. This is not my hot take.
Wait, are they
I'm
Scientologists?
taking-
No.
No.
Oh.
But they're
No, you just putting that out
I was
there.
like, how did I
They
miss
were
that
Just putting
one?
that out there.
We gave
They
a lot
were
of money to a
courted.
Scientology school. Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
They were
suggestive.
courted to become Scientologists, and I don't think they fully got into.
It didn't take.
They're not
Yeah.
wearing, fucking captain's hats and saluting, velvet paintings of L. Ron Hubbard. Allegedly, right? Allegedly, you never.
you're making.
I feel bad for them regardless. Do you have to hide this for so long and hold back and not just like live your life and
Well, you don't have to. You chose to.
Right.
You chose to, but I mean, like, why would you do that? Lynn, why would you do that? Do you think this is a good thing to do in a relationship, or should they gone out and just like said this back in 2016, moved on their lives and said, "Good day, mate"? Did it.
Excellent thing that everyone should do in their relationships. No, I don't think this was a good thing to do in their relationships. So first of all, side little note. I did learn that Chris Rock had actually hit on Jada back when there was a previous divorce rumor.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh.
So he and she did not want to go out with him. So that adds a little bit to the drama. Overall, though, I feel like pick a lane or shut up. Oh, my clock's still going. I thought it was about to. I thought I heard it go off. Okay, so what I mean by that is like these guys have been telling different stories for so long, and people do have an option. They can be truthful, they can stick with a lie, or they can just say, "I will not discuss my family." Like that's just not how we want to be. This is a power couple. They could get away with that if they wanted to. They made a choice not to. So I agree with Ty. Like this is time to sell books. The last revelation that they had an open relationship that they denied for years was also timed with Will Smith's book release. So I think they're doing it for the attention to get book sales. So that's all on them.
Boy, could be on play. Big explosions. I hope this works. We're trying something out, but
we got another Harry and Meghan situation.
Yeah, maybe like less ticking before.
like maybe like a little,
like just a 5-second tick, because the ticking really gets in the way of the talking.
It's very true. It's very true. But yeah, you're right, Lynn. I mean, this whole thing. Oh god, I heard this today and I just couldn't believe it. I feel like I'm losing my mind with this whole freaking ticking talk thing. I don't know. Sabrina, your turn now. Get in there. What do you think? Do you think this is a good situation for Jada Pinkett Smith, that she finally walking away from Will Smith because they haven't been really together for a long time, or should they have kept it secret and stayed, away from the, they kept staying in the spotlight and stayed away from the paparazzi, letting them know their business, because now everyone knows that they're not together anymore. What do you think?
I feel like it makes a weird amount of sense to me personally, because like Lynn had mentioned, the open relationship thing was the thing. And but if you were going to eventually come out with this, why wouldn't you have come out with it when she was sleeping with his friend's son? Like that would seem like a good time, maybe to go about doing this. Also, I think that it probably also would have been a good time to not slap someone at the fucking Oscars. If you're not even with your wife and she's giving him a look from the chairs, like, you better stand up for me. And we're not even together. It just doesn't, none of it makes any sense to me. And you want to be weird and do your thing, that's on y'all. I don't care. But I feel like she has been riding his coattails for as long as Sean said. I feel like they've gotten further than they would have together than they would have separately. Bro, she got further than she would have ever if she was not with him. Okay. And she used him for her stupid Facebook show, Red Table or some fucking shit. She randomly filming him walking around his own house, and he's like, please don't do that. And then she posted that shit. Like, she's not, I think without him, she'd be fucking, I don't know, a wardrobe fucking person.
We did it.
That was good. That was really good. I will say.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, quick, just to answer a question in the chat, Queen Glamazona, they were going to do an after a sequel. It kind of fell out, but that happens a lot. I mean, it's a possibility. I also agree with you, Colossus. He should not have lost control at the Oscars. That was fucking ridiculous, especially in this situation. Yeah. And Ty, I saw this too just a second ago. I think without him, she's nuttin', honey. 100% truth. And then, why is Jada even famous? Because she did one episode of fucking Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and got with Will Smith. That's why.
Oh boy, shots fired again.
That's why.
His coattails are free now. Any one of us can jump on if we have the gumption.
Is that what we're interviewing for right now? Is that what's happening? She was in a Matrix video game, guys. So
Hey, she was also in other Matrix
Oh my
movies, too.
goodness! I was in a State Farm commercial. Does that mean I'm famous and amazing like Jada? But
you
no,
got to
it doesn't
play
matter.
as her in a video game.
Don't care.
Amazing. Come
I mean,
on.
I just think that they shouldn't have hid this. And we go back and forth about how there's the other relationships and the slap again and all that. I just think that there's so many different times that probably better time to step forward as opposed to a book sale, as we're all saying. Like, this is like the worst timing. You should have done it back then before slap again, before all that went down, because maybe that wouldn't have happened. You're right. Money.
Did you guys watch Gotham? She was on Gotham.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, she was great on Gotham.
Milton,
Yeah,
thanks for
great.
bringing that up. I totally forgot. I did like her on Gotham.
Yeah, I think she did an awesome job. And I think that she does have this powerful, like, persona that she brings to the screen a lot of times. It's just like, you don't want to fuck with her. You really don't. I mean...
Will sure doesn't.
Yeah.
Not since 2016, apparently.
Yeah, it's a hell of a deal right there. But I feel bad for the relationship overall, and I just think, at the end of the day,
Of course. I mean, obviously.
there'll be a lot of lawyers involved, and they eventually do sign that paperwork because think about that empire that they built together. There's a lot of money, there's a lot of contracts they got to figure out, a lot of legalities,
Again,
a lot of
together feels strong
legalese.
for me personally.
And there's also a lot of legalese for Alec Baldwin again, everybody, because Alec
boy.
Baldwin's back in the news one more time for Rust. Will this ever end? I don't know. Maybe now. I probably not right now. But Rust prosecutors are going after Alec Baldwin again, and they actually subpoenaed the Rust production company to get all the contracts to find out what kind of form of a producer Alec Baldwin is for the production. Because right now they're saying that whatever his financial stake is in the movie, it could have motivated him to deny additional firearm training requested by the armorer, which caused this incident to happen. And that way, if they prove that's true, then they can recharge him for criminal charges again in this case. So that's what's happening moving forward now. Now, it's a prelude to refiling, of course. This is not for sure yet, but the possibility that Baldwin stood profit if he cut corners on safety on set could lead to the prosecutors charging him for manslaughter. And then that's what they're looking at right now. We have no idea if this is going to go through, but they did go after the Rust production company, and the company is being subpoenaed. They're told they have to turn over all the paperwork, and they're saying really it's like a breach of contracts. It's getting into their world when it's like the prosecutors are just diving into a world they shouldn't be involved in, and they're trying to play, back and forth with them. The prosecutors are saying, what are they trying to hide? They're trying to hide something, which they're probably not. I mean, there's a lot of red tape with all these production companies, but they want to know what his financial stake is. And right now, the armorer was saying that she was supposed to have all this training. And at the time, they said, we're going to start training you, but they're going to stop training you. So they gave her 8 days of training, paid armor training, and she got paid as a prop assistant after that, which is not right if you're doing the armorer job. And even Mexico actually fined the production. I didn't hear about this until recently, but that's just called the New Mexico Occupational Health and Safety Bureau actually fined Rust $100,000 for willful serious violations of safety measures when they cut her funding for getting her armorer training. So that's why they're going after Alec Baldwin again now. Will he be charged? Will he not be charged? We don't know yet. They're going to get all the documents and move forward. We're going to find out if he does go to court again. Now, he tried to fight it, get thrown out. It's not going anywhere. Somebody get my bulletproof vest. Queen Glamazona said, yes, get my bulletproof vest on set.
I'm ready.
Yeah. We're going to do one more hot take on this one because we've talked about this one a lot of times, everybody. So let's get into a hot take. Sabrina, I'm going to go at you first here. Sabrina, what do you think about this? Do you think that Alec Baldwin will be fine at the end of the day? Is this just speculation? Is it the company or the prosecution just throwing shit at the wall and hoping it sticks? Or do you think that there's something actually here with everything that they're saying about Alec Baldwin and this case? Are you ready? Get into it. Let's go.
I don't know. I'm very confused. I don't know what kind of training that you could have had that would have made you any more aware that you shouldn't put a live round in a fucking gun. Like, I don't care. Like, that's common fucking sense. Like, you have a gun, you don't put real bullets in the gun. And if you have real bullets, maybe you put them somewhere else. Maybe not on your cart, maybe in an office somewhere, maybe locked in a box, maybe in a special fucking case. Like, I don't know how live rounds got into a gun, period. I don't care. She's obviously a fucking moron. Like, whatever kind of training you go to, it's not going to make a fucking moron realize that you cannot put live bullets with fucking prop bullets. So training to me, it doesn't fucking matter. Yes, if they denied her training and they were paying her as a prop assistant and she wasn't actually an armorer, that is 100% a fucking problem. But she still put those bullets in that fucking gun. So as far as I'm concerned, she is the person who murdered that fucking poor woman. Like, I don't understand how there's any other way about it. Yes, I'm sure he can be held liable as a producer.
Boom, and one big explosion on that. Yeah, that's
I need
the
my
thing.
church fan for this. Oh my Lord.
I mean, there is the case to say that she should have been better properly trained. I get that, but you're right. At the end of the day, she did put the bullets in there. First AD should. There's a lot of back and forth here. Should have taken the gun from the first AD. There's that. They're trying to also say that Alec Baldwin's had enough stuff on set, enough experience on set. He should know. But then you have no idea when you're going to rehearse a scene. Sometimes as an actor, you just grab something, you go, and you trust the people.
No, you're given something that someone tells you is a certain thing. Like, I worked on Bosch for 7 years. You know how many times people we're handling weapons. There was always a speech beforehand. And, the person who gave them a weapon always fired it to show you that it was not real rounds. You know what I mean? Like, so you're just not, I don't understand. As an actor, they pay you to know your lines and fucking go on set and do that. Everyone else does their job. Your hair and makeup gets done by somebody. Your wardrobe is done by somebody. Someone hands you a fucking gun, you shoot it. Like, it's not an actor's fault in that situation. As a producer, it's a different story.
And that's what they're trying to find out, how much of a producer he is. He's just on name, or if he's getting a lot of back end points, something to do with if he's dealing with the budget. And that's why this is moving forward. And they said before,
8 days of training, you should know the fucking difference between a blank and a live round.
Yeah, you should.
Period.
You really should.
No days of training. How about just be like, is this real?
Good call, Ryan Bauer.
Shoot it in the dirt. Like, I don't know. It's ridiculous.
Lynn, what do you think? Do you agree with Sabrina that, she should know better? Or do you think that the prosecution might actually have a case here moving forward? Because they're saying they do. They're saying they have evidence. They're going to get this. They're going to pull it from production. And they're going to go after him. So what do you think about this? That's what you get in there for your hot take and get it.
Yeah, so I think both of those can be true at the same time. So 100%, it comes down, if there's no live round, there's no problem. At the same time, if it does turn out that Alec Baldwin did have input into budgeting, into the training, if he was part of the decision process to cancel training, not just for her, from what I recall, for the entire pool of people involved, if that is found to be the case, I think the prosecutors do have a case. I think that there are safety protocols in place for a reason, right? That's why someone test fires off screen, right? Like, they pointed to the ground before anybody fires it. That's why Alec Baldwin was not supposed to be like pulling the trigger. There were other things that happen that are there to protect in case somebody does mess up in a really dumb way and put a live bullet in. So I think they're just going to have to see if he gets tied to it or not. And other than that, he was in Beetlejuice, right? Okay.
He was in Beetlejuice. Yeah. I mean,
good point. Good point.
Good point, Lynn.
Really quickly, there were a couple questions. Like, it was a rehearsal.
Yep.
Right. And it was a Steadicam shot.
Yeah.
So the DP, Helena, was walking with the Steadicam as like a grip will guide a Steadicam operator. And she was standing on the other side. So obviously the action in his, like, what he was supposed to do in the scene, he was walking through and she would just happen to be standing there. Like, it wasn't like he was aiming it at her. You know what I mean? And like, in regards to like, did he wait for someone to yell action? It was, they yelled action on a rehearsal. It was the end of the shot of the fucking rehearsal. So after they walked through Steadicam is like, it's on an arm and it keeps it steady. And like, it's like, if I'm walking backwards and you're walking with me so I can film you, like, it's a difficult thing for an operator to do. And it's very difficult for an actor to make sure that they pace the right way and keep their eye line and like, don't walk too fast or walk too slow. Like, it's a very entailed thing. You know what I mean? But like, I don't know, like with him, he did fire the gun. He didn't fire the gun. He didn't squeeze the trigger. I don't know. Like, all that shit is speculation. He had to have pulled the trigger. I know he said that he didn't, but when you're in the moment, you just, it's like a thing. Like, how many times are you on your mouse and you accidentally click on something that you didn't mean to? It's like trigger happy thing. Like, it just happens. So I don't know. I feel like the armorer whether it, like, I mean, I feel like you could have asked a fucking teenager to fucking do that and they wouldn't have put live rounds in it. Like, it's like common fucking sense. I don't understand. Teenager maybe is a little bit harsh.
Also,
sorry.
Queen, it's like, you know, it was rehearsal, so honestly, he probably should never had to pull any trigger as it was. Usually they use rubber guns during rehearsals. There's never usually a gun that would actually have blanks in it. It's, you know, it does happen.
It's usually a rubber gun during rehearsal.
Usually a rubber gun.
But it was probably like, you know, the one like rehearsal before going, like with the actual shit. You know what I mean? After they did the rubber gun rehearsal.
And GR's right. The moron should have known. I mean, the thing is, like, honestly, it's like,
I don't know. Did the director get shot as well? I don't know.
Yeah, I think the first AD did as well.
Really?
So, but that's the whole thing, though. It's like they didn't have the camera up. They're using like a cell phone. It was rehearsal. They weren't even using the steady cam. So it was like a whole thing. Like, why do we have a gun? Why are we doing that? I don't know. Let's go over to Mike for a second. Mike, what do you think about this? Do you think that, you know, the prosecution has a case here? If, you know, Alec Baldwin actually is that kind of producer, or do you think that this is all just smoke and mirrors to make this thing draw out further, and that they're just trying to wreck Alec Baldwin's career and his life? Think it at it. Here's your hot take.
I think that the first AD was the person to hand him the gun, and that was part of the training issue. Is that Alec Baldwin should have known better, that he should only be accepting a gun from the armorer, right?
Yes.
It's interesting. Hollywood has a law, does it not? A newish regulation about about the length of shoots. Something about falling asleep at the wheel. Someone's law.
I mean, there's golden hour.
Wait, what?
There's golden time.
There's just protective laws that are in place, and I think that this is an instance, because what this puts me in mind of is like a fire marshal. You can't be like a person building a building and saying, well, we only have the budget to make the hallway this big. So tough shit, fire marshal. The fire marshal has the authority to say, nah, bruh, you need people to come out of here. Oh, did it explode? I'm going way too long. So
you're fine, Mike. How this segment actually works.
They need to have that power, because the production house has to have that trust. It's so interesting from a legal perspective, and that's why it's kind of cool that it's still it's sad, but it's cool that it's still in the news. Like hearing that it matters at all whether Alec squeezed the trigger when you handed him a gun, that you essentially, by being on set and being in this relationship with him, you said, hey, this is an empty gun. This will not hurt anybody. There's no fucking chance in hell that I would hand this to you if this was live. It shouldn't matter whether or not he squeezes the trigger. And for that to matter in a legal context is very, very strange to me. That says to me that maybe the fault in this place is a little bit hazy, and it's a situation where regulations need to be put in place so that it doesn't happen in the future.
Yeah, and as people are saying in the chat too, like Colossus and Queen are saying, like, yeah, you could do special effects, and a lot of productions do that. But a lot of these westerns, of course, they're specialized guns. I worked in Westworld for years, and they always use blanks, and they always had it because it just looks better practically. But then
you get the audio of a real gunfire, you know what I mean?
Reaction time,
the bullets come out, you know what I mean? Like it's a whole thing. It's much superior, you know, cinematically for sure.
But again, this might be going away more. You know.
I don't want to take in Sean's time here, but like, okay, if you were on a plane that crashed, right, and it turns out it was from a faulty part, does it matter if the pilots and the crew did not actually do the full check that they were supposed to do to make sure that it was taken off? That's my point. Sorry, Sean.
That's a good question. I feel like the pilots would be hit with that too. I think they would be hit along with the manufacturer, which is probably why the prosecution's going.
But how much does the pilot have control over mechanics on a plane? Like they have control of the cockpit.
Safety process.
What if there's no? What if the landing gear doesn't come down, or what if, you know what I mean? Like there's things that they don't have control over.
Well, yeah, they don't have
control. Like a safety
wrong.
officer that you hired, or somebody that you paid to do the checks beforehand, isn't it?
Well, it's not the fucking pilot. I'll tell you that much.
They have their normal, probably like, you know, 1, 2, 3 checks. You know, whatever their checks are, they have to have something. You know, before they go, there has to be something.
There's safety checks that have to happen, and it's specifically like if you're going rock climbing, right? There's a whole protocol that you have to talk about being on belay. Even if somebody can see that you're clearly on the thing, right? There's certain protocols that need to be followed for safety. We have it in a number of things that we experience every day, like flying, like rock climbing. Not that I rock climb every day, but you get my gist. So
I rock climb never, to be clear.
there was, yeah, I'm just going
Rock climb all day.
right? I rock climb all day. That's where I wear these glasses all day, rock climbing. So my point is, like, yes, it's mostly like very, very much of it is on that like the person who messed up with that bullet. But there were protocols in place that were not followed on this set that, had they been followed, would have prevented that injury just because of a
Could have, not would have, could have.
Could have, and then they wouldn't be culpable, because these are the things that are put in place to try to, because if they had fired it, they would have seen
To
it
limit culpability. That's why those exist, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sean, what's your hot take on this? Do you think, are you agreeing? Do you
I
think
forgot
it's...
Sean didn't go.
Sean has not gone?
I don't think I need a hot take at this point.
Sean's done.
Save your bombs. I know you have only so many bombs to
Okay.
use.
I'll
I
save the
agree.
I'll save the bombs.
Thank you, Mike. Yes.
You
No, I think everyone had really good points here. Like, obviously, like I feel like this needs to be looked at, needs to be understood of what exactly happened. There's enough conjecture. There's enough, like, supposing what happened or blame being passed around. But really, like, we won't know until the rest of the story is going on. Maybe that's too bad, Colossus Rex, if that's true. Oh, you gave me the bomb anyway. Great. Yeah, like I don't know. I don't know what else I can add to the conversation, because I feel like everyone said this, but it's like culpability versus, like, mistakes happen and understanding that. But if procedures weren't filled, that needs to be known, and those people need to be held accountable for their actions. Unfortunately, being what they are. So yeah.
That's what I'm addressing this like that. Like, I don't know that we know that he specifically hired that. Like, there's a lot of producers on a film, and there's like a new, I don't want to say a trend, but it's much more popular in Hollywood now. Currently, it's more of a thing where actors are producers on their projects, right? So, like, I know it's like through his production company, but there's also, like, I mean, on Bosch, Titus Welliver, the lead, he was a producer on it. Like, on the morning show, Reese Witherspoon and Jennifer Aniston are producers on it. Like, I mean, like, any show, the main actress, like Zendaya, is a producer on that crazy drug show she's on. Why can't I think of the name of it? Euphoria.
Yeah.
Thank you. Like, it's a thing. Like, it's a thing. And so I don't necessarily know the exact amount of decision making that he actually did. Like, I don't think that, Zendaya is sitting in on who the armorer is on her show, or like where we're going to get the fake drugs from, or you know what I mean? Like, so that's the whole thing with this, is like, we have to see how much
were real drugs. Would Zendaya be culpable?
Yeah. That would be called method acting, and it's more acceptable.
I think that happens sometimes. I think that happens. I mean,
it definitely used to happen a lot. I don't know about currently.
Accidentally.
Martini, why were you doing, like, last shot, everybody's taking shots. I mean, that stuff was used to back in the day. People were doing cocaine and drinking and shit on set all the time,
Well,
it's a big party.
I was like, the martini was, as soon as we're done with this, we're all about to be drinking martinis. Like, I don't think it was, we're currently drinking martinis.
But that's enough of those hot takes, It's just, there's so many legalese with this, and I feel like that this is just something that's going to keep drawing out. And we'll probably talk about it again, of course, but, all these lawyers all the time, sometimes I feel like they work for the fucking devil. And that leads me to that. We have a Devil's Advocate 2 coming, everybody, because Devil's Advocate, if you remember this movie, if you love this movie, you hate this movie, it gave you weird sex dreams, there's a sequel coming, because I'm just going to say there's some weird fucking sex shit in this, but Devil's Advocate 2 is apparently moving forward with Keanu Reeves attached to it. So Keanu Reeves is coming back. Regency Enterprises is working on this. They've been trying to make this happen for a while. There's no word on Al Pacino yet if he's coming back. There's no word if Charlize Theron's coming back. But we do know that Keanu is coming into this. Of course, the movie came out in 1997, made $153 million at a $57 million budget, which is a huge win. Yeah, right, Mike, it's a huge freaking win. But they tried to do like a spin-off series, the actual writer of The Devil's Advocate, or the original source material that they based the original movie off of, Andrew Niederman, actually tried to do a series called Judgment Day, and then it was a prequel series. It kind of fell through, but now they're moving forward with the sequel. And the idea is that it's going to continue. We're going to have some Keanu back, and people are going to probably love to see what happens with the devil and his son afterwards. And I know there's a couple people that really want to talk about this, so I'm going to see here. Let me look this way. I'm going to go with Lin's back. So let's go with Lin first. Lin, what do you think that the Devil's Advocate 2 is moving forward? Are you excited? Are you stoked? Is this a project you've been waiting for a long time? What do you think?
I think Eddie Bazoon. I got to say it first. God, special creature. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I don't know how I feel about another one coming out. I just really wanted to talk about Devil's Advocate because it is one of the best movies of all time. I do not know if it's actually a good movie, probably not, but it is like one of the most watchable movies like ever. And for the longest time, how I knew I was in a hotel is if Devil's Advocate was on TV somewhere. Like, it is so good.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Like,
so good.
flawless, and it's weird. It's like,
extremes.
It's extremes, and like the scenery chewing, and just like it's all over the place. It works on like when they edit it down for TV, works just fine. Then it works in the full. It's just so good. The hair, Charlize's hair is amazing. Like, why did she never bring back the perm? It was great. Everything about that movie is so over the top and extreme. It is like one of the most watchable things ever. I could any day of the week, I just put it on the background and I'm good. So I do not know how you do this without Al Pacino again. I think that is like the biggest thing. If he's not there again, I don't know if I can help being disappointed. You know, I don't think that no matter how good a non-Pacino devil is, I think that the Pacino monologues were just like really what like brought Devil's Advocate home in the first one. It was the, cherry on top. And without that, I don't think it's quite the same. So yeah, I'm super excited about it. And I'm just glad that I got to talk about Eddie Bazoon before you went and called on Mike.
I do love, like Glenn Mazzona said, like, why not a TV series? That's what they were trying to do, was a prequel series. That kind of makes sense though too. Like, honestly, for this, you could do a formulaic lawyer series. That's worked really well for a lot of TV networks. So
but then you don't have Keanu.
You don't have Keanu, unless maybe you have him do a pop. And they did that with the what was one with the pill where they had Bradley Cooper come in and Vince Limitless. He popped. Yeah. He's a producer and he popped, and you could do something like that. But it's not the same.
Did that do well?
And Al Pacino, I don't think so. But Al Pacino also was getting pretty old. But it doesn't matter. He's still fucking acting his ass off. He could come in and do this, and he's working on he worked on an Amazon show for like a couple seasons. Like, why would he not do this?
The Hitler. Yeah,
the Hunters.
Thank you,
Sean. What do you think about this? Are you a fan of The Devil's Advocate? Is this something that you would watch if it comes, or when it comes, I should say? And are you excited that Keanu would come back to a project like this after? Well, it's been since '97.
Yeah, I mean, this actually might have been one of the first movies I saw with a boob in it. Think about it. And
with
I think there was like some light implied incest, if my memory is correct.
More than implied.
Oh, okay. Okay. So it's heavy on the incest themes.
Heavy.
Interesting.
Has it seen Game of Thrones?
97. I think I remember this movie the most though because of Keanu Reeves' ridiculous accent. So hopefully that'll come back.
So great.
Yeah, but like I don't know. I'm of the age and of a generation that conflates a lot of Al Pacino's movies with just big ass. So like I know that wasn't in this one. But if you can have a kid, the guy can still act. That's what I think.
Word up.
The law of the land. So put him in it. Give Keanu something to do, and yeah, let's see some more things. I think I remember some like cool special effects or things like. I don't know.
The first special effects were awesome.
I'm conflating this with Blade for some reason too. Yeah, the morphing wall, and then the people were like wax, but also dying in fire.
It was pretty good for '97. Yeah,
I didn't hate it.
It's pretty cool for '97.
Yeah.
Welcome against your weight, Sabrina. What do you think about this? Do you think that it's a good idea, a good concept moving forward? We're going to continue a series. Should it be The Devil's Advocate, or should this be left back in 1997?
I mean, I agree with Lin that I love this fucking movie. I also love Constantine. which I like. I feel
Oh
like
yeah, Constantine.
Yeah,
Way
like-
underrated.
so underrated.
Huge.
and Tilda Swinton fucking killed that shit in Constantine.
Kill.
He smoked 84 packs of cigarettes a minute. I mean, I don't know. I just loved everything about that. I love everything about this. Like, I agree with Lin with the Al Pacino thing. Like, it's kind of gonna be you know, a little bit weird. This is Charlize Theron's like debut. She like rolled into town like as a model and was like, I'm gonna be in a movie. And look at her now. She's fucking killing it. Okay, so I feel like I don't know. I also am obsessed with Keanu Reeves. I think he's amazing. And John Wick is my favorite action fucking eye penis of all time. So I'm into it. I'm into it in any capacity. I'll watch Keanu Reeves literally do anything, but do something amazing like this. Like, okay, I wasn't stoked on the, you know, reboot of The Matrix, fine, but I still am super stoked on him. And I feel like this whole devil situation is really, he's got a lot of experience with it. I feel like he's going to be amazing. Hopefully Charlize Theron will pop in. I don't know where they're going to go with it, but I'm excited to find out, to be perfectly honest. She really did. She's fucking gorgeous. When is she not though? She is so hot. I fucking love her.
Yeah.
I'm
I
a little
love
worried
the-
Keanu is like maybe too good now. Like that's until Sean brought it up and Sabrina, you just touched on it now. Like part of the charm was like he was not good then, but in such a charming way. So it like it worked. And if he's like good at like just like really doing like a high level performance, I don't know, it might not work.
He's so badass.
Well, he's at a stage in his career where he's like doing shit he wants to do, like you know, like instead of versus things he has to do. Like you know, he just has done so well of just kind of appealing to a new generation of people that just like seeing him and like him being himself in movies. You know, he's not making Lake House anymore,
which is great.
Know, like
I love that movie. That movie was very lovely.
Yeah, but that's not what we want. We want to see
Keanu
like in some action.
It was so sweet. There was a tree involved. The tree grew. It was, you know, it was terrible. But whatever. I like him anyway. I liked him in fucking Parenthood. I liked him in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Like, people always shit on him, and I feel like he is finally like getting the respect that he has deserved.
Sabrina, not me, Sabrina. I defend him every day of my life.
Whenever people talk shit about him, I get very upset. And I just want to really quickly. I'm sorry.
Same team.
Colossus Rex. A sequel is never ever going to be able to replicate the fucking original, but since it's so far away, so far removed, I feel like there's hope. And honestly, another light, quick note: Keanu Reeves is one of the nicest people on the fucking planet. I said this before on the show. He waited online in the fucking rain, like at his own premiere in New York. Like, that's ridiculous. And then when he got to the door, the people were like, why didn't you come up here? And he was like, well, everyone else was waiting. I thought I should wait too. Like, he's that kind of person.
And that's awesome.
He is a fucking awesome human being. So I support him in all of his endeavors. I will go see anything that he does. And also, once again, John Wick, my favorite action IP in all the world. So
Sabrina's favorite IP.
I am in.
Mike, what do you think? You support Devil's Advocate too?
It was disappointing, girl, by the way.
Are you super excited that this story came up today, this is moving forward? And does it make sense that Keanu would come back to this franchise? Well, this movie could be a franchise.
I guess when there's two, isn't it a franchise, right?
Yeah.
We're making it a franchise.
Sounds like it's franchise, yeah. Brian, you know the
let's
answer
look
to
at the
that
legal
question.
definition of franchise. Come on.
Is 3 a franchise?
I think 3 needs to be a franchise.
3 is a franchise. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
2 is a couple, 3 is a crowd. My bad.
It's a hopeful gaze into the future to a maybe franchise. Let's first things first, Sean. Keanu did not have to do this movie, okay?
Word up.
He gave away a fair portion of his compensation to Dustin Diamond Al Pacino to pay for Al Pacino's portion because he had demanded a higher quote, and Keanu Reeves wanted to have him on board. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so he wanted. And Pacino
Keanu Reeves he gets better and better.
He does. He's great. He can't be better. He can't be better. I'm happy to see so much love in the
I fucking love him.
like I was saying, Brian knows the answer to this question because when he talked to me last night, I said, Brian, oh, you gotta have us on the show tonight. Like we're so excited. We have such strong opinions. 1997, when this movie came out.
That was when I graduated high school.
We were approaching, and that was a great time to graduate high school, Sabrina. We were approaching the peak of American cinema right before the solar flare from the sun knocked us into an alternative reality. Because right before that happened, we had the 2 volcano movies happening the same year in 1998. And that was the moment when our culture was still that was pre-digital. That's when everything was real, maximum gun-toting John Woo. And right the moment before that happened, you had this movie. And before Eddie Barzoom, God's special little creature. When you got to be the first to say it, I got to be the last to say it. For a long time imagined getting that tattoo because I thought an Eddie Barzoom tattoo would be great. Thankfully, prior to the sex offenses that he committed, the actor Jeffrey Jones. So this movie had so much going for it. Like it has so many visual influences that you see later and that you saw before. Like I see a lot of Silence of the Lambs in the way that the plot is structured. You've got all the Santeria
fava beans
in the beginning, the fava beans, the brain cannibalism, all throughout the movie. And then lest us not forget, and I won't drag this on too long, you have at the end of the movie Al Pacino as the devil. Once we have our occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge moment where we bring Keanu Reeves back to the present time.
You're very versed. I like it.
I've seen it. Probably goddamn near 30 times.
This happened tonight, Sean.
Too many. It's not too. It's okay. It's too many. But he's back at the very beginning of the movie. He gets to live his whole movie over again. He's happy because he can remake his choice. And then you see, oh, okay. Well, now the devil Al Pacino is taking another take. He's the
it's a hot take.
The other attorney. He's the other attorney saying, oh, well, maybe this time vanity is the sin that I'll choose to break into this my son's soul with, rather than incest, which I presume was the sin that he was trying to work with.
Did you? It was great.
It was great. Okay.
35.
So good. That leaves the whole incest angle open for him after that. Okay, he can do that again. Do that again.
He's not banging his sister. I'm not watching.
After the vanity part. Yeah, it might be an interesting show, but if they're talking about it, then it's a vanity project, because I can't imagine that this would just be money, and I don't know that there's that many people that care. Like,
apparently we all do. So maybe there's a lot more.
It's very selective, elite, beautiful, attractive, intelligent audience. Like, I don't know that the money giving public is quite as deep as the people that we have the luxury of hanging out here with. But yeah, fucking give us another one.
Yeah, I gotta tell you though, Mike, the money-giving people, you know what they want, and they probably paid the devil for it, is a Seinfeld reunion. I know, right? Seinfeld reunion is moving forward, apparently, everybody, because it's one of those things. It's not 100% confirmed yet, but Jerry Seinfeld actually was doing a stand-up session this past weekend, and he was talking to the fans a little bit. They were asking some questions, and he let this slip. I just want to let him speak for his own words before we dive into this conversation. So here's what he said at his stand-up session this past weekend.
Did I like what? The ending of the show. Well, I have a little secret for you about the ending, but I can't really tell it. This because it is a secret. Here's what I'll tell you, okay? But you can't tell anybody. Something is going to happen that has to do with that ending. Hasn't happened yet. And just what you are thinking about, Larry and I have also been thinking about.
So everyone's going nuts online about this, being this confirms that, they're going to do another season or a reunion or something else is going to move forward. But for me, I'm not really sold on this 100%. Like, yes, he is saying something's going to happen, but it could be like, this has happened before. They do like a Super Bowl commercial or something like that. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, it's a reunion. There's an ending. They do like one scene. It's like boom, ba-doop, boom, ba-doop, boom, done. And then, as opposed to being in jail, they have some happy ending. Maybe it's like boom, ba-doop, boom. He's like married and they're having a good time. They have kids, so who knows? But maybe it means a new season's coming. He said multiple times he wasn't sure to do another one. I don't know. What do you think about this? Sabrina, do you think this is like some freaking solid evidence that fans out there have been asking for, screaming for a better ending are going to get it? Or do you think this is just, it could be anything. It could be a fart in the wind.
So many things are a fart in the wind, Brian. Thank you for posing it to me that way. First of all, Queen, I really don't think anyone liked the ending of Seinfeld. I watched that show loyally for all 10 seasons, I think. Loved it. I reference it all the time in my life. I just can't, the ending was awful. One of the most disappointing endings for me on any show that I ever watched and loved. So yeah, I would love for them to write it, but also I watched the Friends reunion. They're not great. I mean, I don't know. I feel like leave it where it lies in this situation. I mean, I'd love to see them all back together again. There's a little bit of a controversy with Michael Richards that I don't know how they're going to get around.
Very true.
Well, that's kind of fucking weird. I just leave it. It was a great success. It one of the most celebrated and loved shows of all time, still in syndication. Just leave it. Maybe if you want to fix the ending, explain it in your comedy routine and it'll just spread around like it just did right now. I don't know. I feel like it's a lot. Also, Lynn, specifically for you, not related to this, Keanu Reeves, just under Ryan Reynolds for me, just so you know.
You have some taste, Sabrina.
Just under Reynolds.
We have so much, but we go
hardcore number 2.
Since Sabrina's throwing some shots and some fires, Lynn, what do you think? Do you think that this is a good idea if they will actually make a new season, a new spin-off, a new special? Or do you think this could be one of those things where it will just be a one-off, 5-minute thing and that's all the fans are going to get and we shouldn't get too excited about it?
No, he didn't, Ryan. Sorry. Go ahead, Lynn.
I think the ending of Seinfeld is a lot like Ryan Reynolds' face.
Wow. So gorgeous. Unforgettable. And also
Smacked it.
puts you to sleep at night with a smile on your face. Is that what we're talking about?
I do not understand.
You must have loved the ending of Seinfeld.
And not see somebody who just needs to be smacked. But back to, and I'm not an advocate for violence. I just feel like it might be healthy for him. He's just got this air of self-satisfaction that I cannot stand. And I don't think it's deserved.
Also an amazing person, by the way. Do your research.
He might be, but he
is
has a smug face. So while these Seinfeld clips have been playing, back to the topic, I don't know. I just don't care, I guess. I feel like I grew up and now I watch Curb Your Enthusiasm. We've moved on.
Curb Your Enthusiasm is a fucking tough follow-up for Seinfeld.
What do you mean?
I mean, it's great, but it's not as great as Seinfeld was.
Well, I like it. It's just now I'm
Not
I don't know, that age. I don't know. The sitcom. I just don't understand why sitcoms aren't dead yet. I guess. Right.
Oh,
so
rude.
I'm sorry. I'm just not a sitcom pro. Here we have another place. No wonder. Nobody like Ryan Reynolds if you like sitcoms. No, I just don't get it. Why do we still have laugh tracks and studio? I don't.
Well, for someone who doesn't work in television, sitcoms are actually amazing. They're fucking
multiple sitcoms, and I did not enjoy it.
You didn't enjoy it? What didn't you enjoy about it? The short hours, the fact that it's fucking hilarious, the fact that you don't have to churn around 52 times to work 15-hour days. What's so terrible about a sitcom, Lynn? Please tell me.
So plot.
Please tell me.
That one, The Big Bang Theory, you can watch it without the laugh track, and it is like the most depressing thing ever.
Yeah,
And
I don't like that show, but thank you. Pick another.
Oh, sure.
I don't like the laugh track, the scripted, the coming onto the set feeling. Like it's just
It's the closest thing to doing like live theater, like with cameras. Like you go, they try shit, they rewrite shit every day. It's like you see something like mold in progress, like over 5 days, like when the show starts and when the show went from the table read to the fucking tape thing, and the lines changing, and the way that the actors adapt to that, and the fucking way that like fucking people get fired because they can't sell their fucking jokes. Like it's a fucking it's a very intense process that happens over 5 days that you do like in theater over a fucking run of a show.
I'm not saying it's not impressive. I just think it's dead. I don't know.
In the cinematic world,
definitely not dead.
Lin, you're right. In the cinematic like TV show world, though, there are a lot more, TV shows becoming more like movies. There are less of those. That was like the golden age of TV. Really, like when you think about like Desi Arnaz, when he actually created that, and he's like, let's put these cameras on freaking wheels, get 3 cameras in there, and like shoot the whole thing back. Like that was like monumental. It saved them so much money. It let them shoot so much more. It was a big thing. But nowadays, people are spending more money, and they don't care about cutting costs and being cheaper a bunch. But there are a lot of good sitcoms still out there. So I don't know if it'll ever die.
The Neighborhood is one of them.
I don't think it'll ever die.
Sitcom.
Gilligan's Island, bring back Gilligan's Island, Colossus Rex said. That'd be fucking awesome. Let's do it. Sean, what do you think about this? Do you think that Seinfeld is coming back? I know I saw you shaking your head earlier about the whole thing. Or do you think this is just people getting fired up over something that's probably just like, nothing, smoke in the wind?
No, I feel like every time we get murmurs or whispers or taunts from Jerry or even Larry David himself, right, it just turns into a commercial. Maybe he'll do another Jerry Seinfeld and Superman MasterCard commercial, or we had that season of Curb Your Enthusiasm that was all about bringing Seinfeld back and how much that would be a cool thing. And I think the world's I don't know if the world needs Seinfeld to come back at this point. Like I honestly feel like I don't have as many qualms or many concerns about you guys do about the ending. Like I enjoyed it. I thought it was a nice little touch, bringing everyone back and showcasing like where the group has kind of done to these perfectly nice people. I thought it was nice. I thought it was a nice touch and a good fan service. So, if it brings it back, great, good for them. I know, the guy that played Kramer, I'm sure he needs some work right now. Michael Richards.
Yeah, there's been a lot. As
he's been missing though for a while. Maybe
Well, you got to be careful what you say. I mean, honestly, some shit he said was like, "Whoo." Oh God! And he did apologize.
I think he's paid his due, but it's still like, do we need Seinfeld? Do we need Seinfeld to come back? Right?
No.
Like, yeah. Like I don't know.
Mike, do we need Seinfeld to come back? What do you think?
That's a great question. Like that totally made me rethink what I was thinking about. Like because I think that Seinfeld has really kind of laid the foundation for the basics of kind of what comedy, and in particular sitcom style comedy, is in terms of its reaction to existing culture. It's really interesting. I wanted to throw it up to the chat because I think that we have a pleasingly and intellectually diverse chat group. I'm surprised that billionaire Jerry Seinfeld, we haven't canceled him despite the fact that he was vocally in a relationship with a 17-year-old, allegedly, as I am led to believe.
Confirmed groomer, right? Yeah.
In the past, like, so I didn't want to dwell on that, but it is interesting that he's still very, very prominent and in the discussion. Okay, so that chat, if you want to engage with that, great. If you don't, fuck it off right to the side. The other thing that I think that
the chat is done with this. They're talking about the Munsters at this point. And nobody cares.
Yeah, and Munsters dope as hell. I'm all Herman, Eddie. I'm all about those MFers. Munster fuckers is what MFers.
Oh my God, not 17-year-old fuckers. To be clear,
precisely. I think that the thing that it seemed like he was hinting towards something, and what it seems to me, and several of you guys mentioned this, is that the Seinfeld continuity has not died, and that is in the existing continuity of Curb Your Enthusiasm with Larry David. So me just watching that bit, it hinted strongly at like, okay, there's something. So
that's going to happen on
Larry,
Curb, not necessarily Seinfeld.
And that's what it could be.
Gonna be so you can this is me on the
I like
record
that.
for the
Hot
moment.
take. Hot take.
I'll put money on it. Hey, anybody in the chat, throw down cash, throw down numbers.
Those buttons away from you. No more buttons for you.
But Mike, you're right. I can see that they go to Curb and do something there. Maybe people come back there. Maybe they don't come back there. Or maybe they have something that ties it up. Or maybe they're not in jail anymore. They're just like at a booth. Maybe they walk into the same deli. Where they're at, wherever the same restaurant.
Well, they're in LA and they were in New York, so no.
They do a trip. That's all it comes down to. They do a trip.
Aren't they in like Massachusetts or something at the end?
Well, but I mean, they lived in New York. They all lived in New York, and then Curb Your Enthusiasm, they all live in LA. So
I mean, they may just mess with the freaking whole timeline, just like Loki messes with the fucking timeline all the time. Because Loki is out everybody, and people are saying that he's here to save Marvel. And I'm back and forth about because a lot of Marvel stuff that's come out recently, people have been just down and out about, not happy about it, and they've been giving Marvel and Disney a lot of shit about their stuff coming out, and they're saying that it's crap, oversight. See, Cyprian is saying what people are saying. But this came out, and right now it has made 10.9 million views worldwide. 10.9 million views worldwide in its first 3 days. Now, that's about much the same amount that Ahsoka made in 5 days. So it's a huge win. That's 512 million minutes they had watched in its first 3 days. Big win. Now Loki in general is still the highest watched program original content for Marvel on Disney Plus to this date, season 1. And so they're hoping that season 2 will do the same thing with it, because it just did so well. I mean, it wasn't even supposed to be like, it was supposed to be a spin-off, a one-off, done. We're not going to do any more. It did so well, they're like, well, we better do a sequel. And honestly, rightfully so, it deserved a sequel. It deserved another season. Like, for me personally, this first episode, pretty fucking strong, if you ask me. I love his warping back and forth through time. Owen Wilson is so fucking good with Loki, with Tom Hiddleston. Their connection is amazing. The Jonathan Majors thing is like lurking in the shadows, and of course he'll probably be a pretty decent sized portion of the season and setting up Kang moving forward. And I think this is where they're gonna actually start tying the TV shows into the movies. And this is, I mean, Ant-Man did a little bit, but this is really, I think, the bones. The bones are the meat and potatoes for Marvel moving forward, And for me, I'm all about it. Of course, Loki itself had 872 million minutes watched in its first season, and people went nuts about it. And I'm going crazy about it. I really love Loki. And Tom Hiddleston was supposed to be he auditioned for Thor. And he got Loki after the end of the day. Like, I can't imagine him as Thor after being Loki.
Are you joking?
He's perfect for Loki. But I gotta go.
He couldn't even hold Mjolnir. He'd be like, oh.
I gotta go to our resident comic book aficionado himself, Mr. Sean Sutherland. Sean, what do you think about Loki so far? Do you think it's a huge win for Marvel? And will it save the day and make Marvel go back to #1 and the whole universe be fucking fixed?
Hi, everybody. It's me. So excited to talk about Loki. It was great. This was exactly what Marvel needed to right their ship. There's still a lot of news out there that's saying they're kind of getting a whole new ship anyway. If you read what's going on with the Daredevil reboot, Daredevil Born Again, basically completely scrapping it. But the expectations were so high for season 1, and it exceeded it. And I was very glad to hear that Loki 2 came out, because there were just so many cool things in this show. Everyone knows me to be, yes, a big Marvel nerd, but not only am I a big Marvel nerd, I'm a specific type of Marvel nerd. I'm a guy that has collected every single issue of the What If comic book series. That is over 400 comics. I believe the current count's about 450, I want to say. Maybe
holy shit, Sean.
I have all of them. I have all the single issues, even going back to the first series. I've got all of them, because it is one of my favorite concepts in comic books. That is changing continuity, changing these characters, change little imperceptible moments, that just have huge ramifications on the rest of the world. It's probably due to some mental illness I have, but it's like I consider that all the time
Happy with
too.
you.
It's like if I say this versus that, I go left, I go right. But Loki, like, put together it was just put together so well, and there's so much detail and care and just precision in every single episode that I've seen, where there are little Easter eggs and little plot points and things that you kind of pull out from it, and it just rewards you every single time you show up for that show. And I'm so excited for season 2. Not only the fact that we get to, kind of see what's happening with Kang, how that's going to play into it, or how this kind of rolls out into the, this MCU season 5 or season 6 with all the goddamn Avengers movies for the next 20 years or whatever is coming from this. Like, it's just really damn good. And Tom Hiddleston does great. The new addition to the cast, the guy that plays OB or Boris, Ki Kwan. Ki?
Yeah,
Okay.
He was great.
Yeah, he's so good.
Great.
Fantastic
He's
in
hysterical.
it. I mean, my wife
I'm having trouble reconciling with that.
My wife Liz is a very, specific fan for Marvel and Disney. She loves to support my fandom. She was actually laughing audibly at this show because there were so many scenes just really well done. Owen Wilson was fantastic on it, the way he was worried
so
about his
great.
skin coming off. There's big expectations for season 2. We're not going to get all the answers. We're never going to get all the answers. That's just how Marvel has built their universe in the MCU the past 15 years or so. So don't expect us to answer all the questions, but at least let it, enjoy it for what it is and appreciate the fact that this is the kind of, when things are done right and like story and credence is given and real good attention to detail, like, we can get a good show. This is not going to be She-Hulk. This is not going to be.
She-Hulk was still all right.
It was okay. This is definitely not Secret
great.
Invasion. This is definitely not Secret Invasion. And yeah, I mean, I was more pumped to watch this show than I was the last couple of shows that have come out for it, just because of, Tom Hiddleston's a fantastic actor, and what he's done with the characters is amazing, and just the everything that goes here in Loki. But I'll shut up now because you went back.
Sean, what's your favorite of these 3? What if Gwen Stacy didn't die? What if Spider-Man joined the Fantastic Four? And there's one more.
What if Elektra lived?
Actually, I'll be honest with you.
Good job, chat. That is great
that's
from
a
the
deep
chat. Wow.
That actually is probably one of the better ones of the issues. Like Spider-Man joining the Fantastic Four, like, that was an okay one. It was a good starting point for it. But the death of Gwen Stacy is still one of the biggest monumental comic book events to ever happen in comic books, and so I really appreciated that issue. Because they just explored some really interesting things and gave Peter Parker a different kind of perspective on life. So, yeah.
It's amazing.
I'd say that.
What do you think about Loki?
Thank you for asking. Chat. I could go grab it from the closet and show you later.
If you ever have any questions for Sean or anybody here, put it out there.
Round of applause for the chat, real quick. Thank you, guys. You're all amazing.
Appreciate you. Mike, do you feel as strongly as Sean feels about Loki? Were you stoked when you saw this, or are you a little lost and wondering what Marvel's still doing?
I'm going to keep it short because I got verbose on those past couple of questions. Because I felt strongly. Sometimes I feel
verbose.
strongly.
I love it.
Yes, I get it.
And I get verbose. Loki is the best thing in the Marvel universe.
Yep.
Period.
Right now, yeah.
Okay. Yes. In the visual movie, in the moving picture medium, Sean.
Oh well.
Billions and billions.
Billions and billions.
It's not a sitcom.
It's good. I liked it. I watched
Firing shots,
the
Lin.
beginning of the second season, and I thought it was crazy. I liked that they hooked him up to a tube and sent him out into physically engage with the timelines.
That was awesome.
That's pretty fucking cool.
This is great. This is highly conceptual shit that I've been projecting, saying like, this is what's going to happen now that we have great CG. We can do these kind of crazy conceptual plot lines. So
Love that, Queen.
I'm happy to see it. I'm here for it.
Yeah, it's
That's
so
Queen's giving you a shout out.
Yeah. She said
Nothing wrong with being verbose.
what did Ty ask Sean fast before we move on?
Oh, Sean, do you follow sitcoms?
Sitcomics?
Sitcomics.
Yeah, you're missing half the joke there, Sabrina. Well,
I got the joke. I'm bringing it back to my love of sitcoms. A little throwback to Lynn. Apologize for putting you in the crosshairs.
Send your address to the Cruise Control team, and I'll send you this Jim Rugg autographed Hulk sketch.
Oh, Ty. Oh, he
your testicles. Why don't you, Sean?
He's in there immediately, by the way.
He's gonna get
That's
that.
happening. That's
Sabrina,
happening.
what do you think about Loki so far? Is it
Don't
going to
put
be
it in
the
the chat.
savior for the
Don't
Marvel
knock yourself. Hold on a second.
universe?
He's
Do
not
not
going to put in the
knock
chat. He's not
Okay,
going to put in the
good.
chat.
All right.
Relax.
Yeah. Is it going to be the
Ty, don't put it
savior,
in the chat. No.
savior for the cinematic universe, Sabrina, or is Loki just
sorry,
going to
what?
be for now, and it will let us down like all of Marvel has been doing recently?
No, Loki season 1 is one of my favorite Marvel installments for the television genre, honestly. So yeah, I'm in. I love the first episode. Ki Kwan, fucking, are you kidding? Are you kidding? Like, loved every second of him being on screen.
He was great.
Yeah.
So great. Dude, he comes out of the fucking ceiling. The conversation that I had where Owen Wilson is pretending that he remembered it and he doesn't.
wow.
He's been erased so many times by fucking Kang. Like, I don't know. I was really excited for this. I was really excited for a lot of things. This is the only thing that has delivered on episode 1 for me personally that is in the Marvel universe. So I feel very hopeful for the rest of the episodes. I'm super excited. I feel like Tom Hiddleston is like a sleeper. I hated him at first. I'm like, this motherfucker. And then like he slowly became one of my favorite people. Like, and I don't know. I love it. I fucking love it. I love him. I love it. I love the actress that plays Sylvie. I'm excited to see more of her. But the real star for me, as Queen Glamazona said, short round. Fucking Ki Kwan, man. He was so amazing. Yeah, I'm finding trouble trying to reconcile. I'm trying to reconcile that. Like, what?
So good.
And it was the
good.
conversation with the past and the present. It was just, I don't know. It was amazing. I loved
well
it.
done. Oh my God, yeah.
So well done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fucking skin written on the fucking, it was just the things that you have to think about in order to play that properly were done at 100% fucking efficacy. And I'm super fucking excited about it. I cannot wait for the next episode. As a matter of fact,
midnight.
3 times I'm like, when does it come out? When does it come out? When does it?
In an hour.
When does it come? When
In
does
an
it come
hour.
out? Wait, it's not out yet? Oh, that's a motherfucker. So I'm jazzed. I'm super jazzed. All 2 thumbs up for me. Hardcore, love it.
Lynn, do you think it'll be the savior of the MCU? What do you think?
I agree with what everybody here said. I will also keep this a little short. I mean, it's just so on point. It's just so freaking on point. This first episode of the new season, completely on point. Loved the first season. Like you said, all the details, the connections, the acting, everything is so good. It's funny without pushing, like a sitcom. So, cool. So the one thing that I do want to ask, and I want to ask Sean this specifically, is the relationship, and spoilers if you have not seen season 1, block your ears, is the relationship between Sylvie and Loki, is that incest? Like, what do you
No.
think?
Oh,
No.
that's a classic question,
She's
right?
she's
Yeah.
asking Sean here, right?
Still no.
It's a classic question, right? It's the cloning drama, right? You know, you go back in time, or you clone yourself, have sex with yourself. Is it incest?
Is it incest?
Is it masturbation? What is it, right? Yeah, who knows? I don't think we'll find out in this season or in any other Disney Plus show. Maybe that's
like masturbating. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's yourself.
What do you
It's
mean
you.
yeah.
Well,
but it's
there's
not
something
you.
there.
But it's you. So
But
it's not
it's
incest.
not-
It's not
It's you.
It's not
But
your
it's
kid.
still-
Identical twin, it would
But it's not you.
No, it's not your twin. It's another version of yourself. So
It's
just go in your
low-key,
room,
that's what
close
it
the
is.
door,
It's
and that's the
low-key.
same thing
From
that's
a different
happening.
universe. From a different
Also,
universe, though. You're not
Loki
familiar
doesn't
with them.
matter. It doesn't matter.
Loki has been a woman several times in the comic books. I cannot think of a time where they dealt with him having sex with himself. So sorry, Stan Lee didn't write this before he died, so
Damn
I have
it.
no idea.
We'll
We'll
never
never
know.
know.
I'm not saying it's
We'll
not
never know.
weird, but it is a version of you. So, like, if anyone has ever clicked their mouse or, you know, whatever you guys call it, tummy six, I don't know.
Oh, boy.
That's what we're gonna
I'm
say.
pretty
If
Sorry,
anyone has
sorry,
ever
hold on.
jerked off another multiverse version of themselves,
Yeah.
let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
version of you. It
Call
is
us up.
you in another
Drop
world.
us an
You have a
email.
clone.
Definitely weird.
No,
Well,
it's 100% weird. Just not incest. Like,
I
how
just
dare you
like
call it
that
incest?
On had the answer. I figured if
I'm
anybody would
sorry,
know it was
I
him.
didn't know we were dealing with the incest police, Sabrina. Holy shit.
I'm not the
It's a great
incest police.
segment
I'm just
idea.
the voice of reason. I'm sorry. What you're saying is
Alright.
stupid.
we don't have any
Okay.
answers in the incest world, everybody. And but I gotta tell you,
Also, sitcoms are awesome.
before we move on to our featured story, I sent Peppy back out into the field
Oh,
today to
boy.
try to find out some answers if they're
Right.
going to get a deal today. We haven't heard anything yet, but is the AMP and SAG-AFTRA getting a deal today? Let's see if Peppy can find anything. He went out to the picking line today to try to ask around some of the captains and some of the people in the picking line to see what they thought about if a deal was coming soon. Here's Peppy.
Out in the field again. Look at all these people out here. This is your favorite news correspondent, the Pep Star. Welcome to the Pep in the Field. So, I'm back out in the field to hear from the peoples. The AMPTP is a meeting again today, and I want to find out if the members think a fair deal is coming this week. Come on, AMTPT. Watch out where you're walking, B. Watch out. I've got to find me some snickety snacks along the way because I'm pretty hungry. Oh, shit. Will the deal come today? I don't know. Let's see what the people say.
Okay, how's the strike going for you?
Man, this sucks. We still don't have a deal. What is it going to take to make a deal? Is the deal coming today?
I hope so. I hope we have a deal coming this week. We're really looking forward to it. But, you know, we're hopeful, we're positive, we're optimistic.
All I know is that as long as we are still at the table, we're still talking.
Well, that
means
sounds good.
progress is being made, right?
Yeah, definitely they'll make a deal. I mean, especially the way you come out all snazzy like.
Yeah, player. Well, you know, I look back, you know, I got to look good.
Ooh, I hope so. Friday the 13th. I'm hoping for a Friday the 13th miracle.
So as long as talking is happening, that's good. If SAG has to walk away because the deal isn't good
Well,
enough,
that's all.
when
That's
it's
all we're
gonna
looking
really
for
get
is a fair
prolonged.
deal.
I would really like this all to be resolved this week.
What's your biggest concern with the contract?
I just hope that we get what we were asking for, and I hope we don't take a step back. Right? You agree to? You do.
My personal biggest concern about the contract is that we need streaming residuals to get rectified. The residuals that we have right now are trash. They are garbage, and they do not provide a sustainable living
I like
wage
your style.
for actors
Yeah.
and the rest of the performers who are involved in this contract.
Okay.
Minimum wage increases definitely is a big one.
I just want protections for actors. I want us to be protected from exploitation. I want to get paid in the form of residuals.
Well, that's all. That's all we're looking for is a fair deal.
AI though. That's
I got a question for you. You think I might lose my job to AI?
Never.
I just want these fools to make a deal because I'm getting low on the snickety snacks.
Oh my gosh, I am also running low on Snickety snacks.
I'm the snack king, so if you need anything, you come see me.
I'm getting low on the snickety snacks, and you know me, I like to keep them stacked 3 feet high like De La Soul.
Even though you see a negotiating committee like take a break, take a day off, that just means they're going back, they're working, they're analyzing the counter proposal. They come back the next day, we sit down at the table, they talk more, right?
How about you, girl? You know, you have some snickety snacks.
Snacks? Sorry, I have Snickety snacks at home.
2 paws way down. Now give me 2 paws. Now let's go find some snacks. Oh, here, finally found them. Look at these snacks, boy. Them boy, I'm gonna have a fun in here. Oh, hey, girl. Oh, now you want to play hard to get? You playing hard to get? You know who I am, right? I am the Pep Star. Mm-hmm. Yeah, look at this one here. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Girl, can I get your number?
Good interviews today, baby boy. Get a Snickety snack?
Hey, little boo thing, just because I'm eating, this doesn't mean you're my girl. Now, let's keep it professional. Yeah. Out in the field again.
Back out there, find out. Still no word what's happened with this AMPTP SAG-AFTRA deal. Of course, they met again today. And people are saying maybe by the end of the week. But, I mean, we have no idea. But I appreciate Pepe going out there and meet with the people, as he says, trying to get a deal because a lot's going on in this business. And, of course, a studio that's going through a lot of shit. It's the WB. And there's a little rumor going around they might be actually selling to Universal Studios. And now you think to our feature story of that night. Into a little thing that came down, some drama with Aquaman, apparently. Because, Discovery bought when they bought Warner Brothers, it was like a whole so when they bought it at a loss, they knew that they had to figure things out. They had to, balance the scales. And so Zaslav came in and started doing a bunch of stuff. They started cutting all the DC stuff. They fired everybody there. They brought Hermana. They brought in James Gunn, and they switched that all up. And then they lost like almost $400 million during the strike right now. But it's still not making the money they thought it was going to be. And even Max itself, it's still not making the money. They've been doing all these tax write-offs a lot of times. But Aquaman, too, they had a lot of drama on that, too, where they were expecting because they made $1 billion, like their biggest movie ever, and they expected that the next one would be just as big, bring all this money in. But then you had, I guess, Amber Heard on set saying that Jason Momoa was showing up drunk and dressing like Johnny Depp and making fun of her, and she almost quit. But then,
that's really funny.
Right, and Elon Musk apparently stepped in and said, "You can't fire her, or I will litigate you." He said, it was like a whole thing going back and forth. And then people on set are saying Jason works his ass off. He likes to have a beer once in a while. They doesn't make him a person that's drunk on set, and it's a whole thing. And Elon Musk said he was going to bring scorched earth to Warner Brothers if they fired her for this sequel, but they ended up cutting her out. And then on top of this, now because it's been doing so bad back and forth. Insiders are saying that within the next couple of years, they're looking at selling WB and DC to Universal. If not, I will still say, we've talked about Mike too. Maybe Disney gets it eventually. Then we have that Marvel DC mashup.
Hey, let's just have a fucking monopoly of everything. That sounds amazing.
Which is the way the world's going right now. Okay. But to me, you hear this, they've had so many problems with their production. The Flash failed, and they expect that to be a huge hit. Sean's favorite movie of the year, but it still failed,
Don't you put that evil on me.
Cannot wait for June 16th. Cannot wait for June 16th.
And then they thought that Blue Beetles would be fucking fantastic. That was a fart in the wind, too. Even though it wasn't a bad movie, but people knew that the franchise was dead, and so people didn't go to see it. They knew all these people were not connected anymore. Then they freaking, it's a hot fucking mess. It is, Queen. And for me, I hear this and I'm like, it makes sense. Like, it does make sense. This came from Variety. So I've heard some stuff about Amber Heard before, but apparently her psychologist actually had this whole thing where she actually told about the whole Johnny Depp, Jason Momoa thing, and there was a huge thing that just kind of broke. And when Variety spoke about it, and then Variety also had the in-depth stuff from people on set and from also insiders saying that they're looking to sell. But that makes sense to me, because if you're going down a shithole and you've already lost money in this purchase, why do you keep going? What, don't you fucking just eventually just part ways and you take your losses and say that's what it's going to be? Mike, what do you think? Do you think that they are going to sell the Universal and all this drama makes sense why you would sell? Or do you think they're going to stick in this game and they're going to turn this fucking shitstorm around and make some money off the DC and the Warner Brothers fucking IP?
It's astonishing to me to request that your counsel bring your own personal records, like your notes from your therapy sessions, into evidence so that it's therefore able to be requested by Reddit detectives, which is how I understand this
detectives.
Public knowledge. That's really weird. And also that her defense team, or her team of attorneys thought that would be a great idea. I don't know. If we think that Universal and Warner Brothers together that's a good idea, I don't know, Brian. This is a question that comes up repeatedly on this show because oftentimes it's a question between the interests of shareholders and these larger organizations versus the people that are supporting these organizations that are making the magic happen that the people crave, that make this a thing of interest for people to want to invest in the first place. It's a feedback loop, and I just don't like seeing big organizations glom onto each other together. I want to see some competition. Like, I have no idea. Like, I guess it just adds some drama that Jason Momoa was drunk. Just fucking tag that onto your story, right? Like, that
Drunk
makes it more
Momoa.
interesting to me. Like, otherwise it just seems like business as usual.
Drunk Momoa, you know? But I feel like, there's all these conglomerates building right now, especially Disney. The House of Mouse doesn't always fucking need more content, but it would be good for DC fans and for Marvel fans. Sean, what do you think? Do you think this is a good thing? They're going to sell off WB and DC? And should they go to Universal? Or do you think this is just like a conglomerate of go fuck yourself at WB and Discovery?
They can't do as bad as WB did. You know, if DC and the DCU needs a better master to weather this James Gunn storm, by all means, give him a shot. It's unfortunate the sad state of affairs that it's in. You really hoped that James Gunn plans weren't going to ruin or take the wind out of the sails for the existing stuff. But everything that I have seen the trailer for Aquaman 2, I could give two shits. I didn't see Aquaman 1 just because I don't really care for it. I don't need this, Technicolor underwater dream world sold to me, especially let alone with
so
Elon
you didn't
Musk,
see Avatar
Musk's
2
X.
then either, is what you're
Are
saying.
you kidding me? You think I saw Avatar 2? Come on. Yes, to Mike's concern there, yes, you are very always nervous when companies sell to larger companies. And, I think there's obviously some sci-fi fanfics out there, kind of hoping for one day when we have the monopoly wars and we're just pawns for some corporation. There's a really great comic author, Christopher Sparandino, that did a trilogy of books dealing with this, and it's actually really good. Highly recommend them. They're on my shelf back there. We don't need to live in a world where we're beholden to corporate masters, and Aquaman 2, fuck it. This movie doesn't need to come out. So there you go. It does.
That's the thing. Like,
terrible, Milton.
It's not going to make money because the franchise is dead. I actually don't think it looks horrible. I think the first one was actually a lot of fun, Sean. I think if you watch it, you might enjoy it. It was a lot of fun. And Momoa, I think it's his best as Aquaman. I know you probably if you didn't see it now, you're not gonna see it.
You couldn't wait for June 16th, but you didn't watch the first Aquaman. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I will say the reason I wanted June 16th so bad was because the Michael Keaton Batman, which was still my favorite part of the Flash movie, was how they used him and gave him a proper send off and proper death. That was fantastic. There was potential there. There was potential in the Flash movie to have salvaged the DCU. It just needed to not have the CGI look like garbage, and have the open.
That's a choice, Sean.
Deal with a predator handling a lot of toddlers or babies. Maybe that was
also
not officially what you wanted to see visually. Yeah,
they actually said Ezra Miller is officially fired this week too. That he's officially fired and he will not be coming back.
Oh darn it!
But is everyone fired? Like, that's what I read. Everybody except for Jason Momoa comes back, but not as Aquaman, which is
Lobo. They said he's gonna be Lobo in the Variety article too, so they'll say Lobo. The idea is that James Gunn bring him as Lobo.
I think James Gunn has only put it out there most of the people. Okay, Sabrina. Most of the people that are coming back under James Gunn things. Basically, most of the Peacemaker show, right? John Cena's still going to be Peacemaker. The guy who played Vigilante is still going to be Vigilante.
So great.
exactly. Like those people are still, yeah. And we'll probably,
Economos.
yes, we'll probably have I can't remember her name, the woman that does Amanda Waller, who's fantastic. I'm sure she's coming back.
Viola Davis.
Viola Davis, yes, very very great actress, Viola Davis.
So good.
Yeah, but like again, like if talk about the major fumbles in a thing, like just charting back, they had the template, right? You could have copied Marvel's homework and did exactly what you needed to do, starting on doing individual movies, and then you get to the team shit, and then things are connected, and then people are invested in it. But no, they said, fuck it, we'll just throw 8 different superheroes in a movie and tease it with a billion different singer tags or whatever. And yeah, I'm sorry. Your point is Universal shouldn't own Warner Brothers. There you go. Thank you.
But what about Disney? Lynn, do you think Disney should buy it? And then all of a sudden Disney has all of the comic book stuff?
No way they'd let that go. There's no fucking way.
And then we can start getting, let's see, like, who would it be? Superman versus Doctor Strange. You throw in, and they should keep going. There's more comics out there. So let's get some Walking Dead in there. Right? Let's have some. They've got Star
That's
Wars
a different
already.
company,
There's
Lynn.
Skywalker coming, right? Right? Let's get, and then let's get some what do you call the anime from manga? Let's get the manga in there.
Manga.
Right? Let's get some, you know, what's their names? The little the chicks with the, they're all like sparkly and they go to school.
Sailor Moon?
Swifties?
Sailor Moon was what I was thinking of, Mike. Thank you.
Swifties?
Sailor Moon shows up to save the day, right? And I mean, because they've already both been introducing multiverses, right? DC and Marvel. So why not? They can run into each other now. Just throwing it out there.
Just
to me,
get
it just
AI
feels
control
like
and just give the AI control, and then we don't even have to be involved in any of the decisions of our own lives.
no. And as the chat's going off about Lobo too, like I don't even really know much about Lobo, but I keep hearing that Jason Momoa's Aquaman is very similar to Lobo as it is, so it's an easy transition for him. So what do you think about all this?
I'm sorry. What do I think about this, or am I going to stop you right there? I'm very confused.
I'm throwing you in there.
What just happened? I called that Jason Momoa was going to be Lobo like fucking ages ago. Ages ago.
I
James
remember that.
Called that he was taking over the goddamn fucking ECU, and they're like, is he going to still be Aquaman? He said, oh, he took meetings. I was like, he's going to be Lobo. I fucking knew he was going to be fucking Lobo. So can everyone give me one moment of respect? One moment on this fucking show, please, and thank you. Okay, respect equals silence. Great, thank you. So
what do you want?
I don't know how to show it.
A round of fucking applause. I mean, I don't know, something.
He's got those eyeliner eyes, like.
Oh Jesus Christ! Nobody cares about his eyes. The point is, he's a perfect Lobo. Whether or not I know, I'm sorry, Mike. I'm just you're on the crosshairs. I'm very upset right now. The land is really making me upset about Ryan Reynolds and sitcoms. I'm on fire right now. Lobo. Like, I don't give a fuck what kind of person he is in the comics. James Gunn will flesh out that character and make it awesome. And like when he wanted to be in talks with Jason Momoa to do this thing, I feel like that is like a very, like, he works with his actors so closely. He does such a great job of bringing characters to life. Even characters that last for 5 minutes. If anyone watched Suicide Squad 2, most people died in the first 5 minutes. So I feel like this is why would you do that? Please take her off the screen. I can't speak next to her. She's a horrible human being. I don't support her. Thank you. So now I guess I should talk about the merger. No, we can have a monopoly of things. That's stupid. The whole point of the monopoly situation was that you cannot own everything. And I feel like this has become more and more a problem. Like Warner Brothers owns Discovery. They own the Fox has gobbled up, rather Disney has gobbled up Fox.
Gobble, gobble.
What?
Gobble, gobble.
Really?
Yeah.
It's getting close to that time of year.
I guess it's funny.
It's that time of the time. Gobble, gobble.
Okay, whatever the fuck. I don't care. The point is, the more that these people like merge with each other, the less power that there is. And that is why there are all these strikes. because it used to be so many more entities arguing the same. There's other people in the same foot. Now it's like the few sticking points. It used to be 20 people at the table. Now it's 4 people at the table. And if we let this happen, it's going to be 3 people at the table. I'm obviously like fudging numbers, but it's not okay. And it shouldn't happen.
And the AMPTP runs it all. Everybody on top of every studio from Disney to Netflix to fucking Sony, everywhere around the world. Amazon with Jeff Bezos' bald head shooting rockets, penis rockets into space. They all run the world, and the producers want to get the fucking pee out because they're sick of that shit.
They do.
And for us, we don't want a fucking monopoly. Make good content, take care of the people, as Peppy says,
not helping
the people,
anyone.
and make great content. And Warner Brothers is going to be sold again. I'm just saying right now, it's going to be sold again. Anyways, everybody, thank you so much for being here at Cruise Control tonight. We've gone way over tonight. Apologies, we've gone so long. Taking my jacket off. It's been a long show, but it's been a great show. Thank you so much. We had some hot takes. We had some great fucking breaking news. We had a lot of big, in-depth conversations. Appreciate you and always being here because great fans, great people, great fucking human beings joining us. And I want to thank everybody around the table for being come back here. Sabrina Vittori, my lovely co-host, thank you for being here, gang of Cruise Control. Appreciate you so much. Thank you for being here again on our Hump Day edition.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. Thank you for Lynn for coming back. Thank you, Sean, for your obviously usual Hump Day Wednesday. And Mike, always a pleasure.
Lin Wojciechowski, as always, thank you for coming back on Cruise Control. It's been too long. Come on back, girl. We love having you here. Well, I appreciate your hot fucking takes. Hope you had a great time tonight.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds. Let me nose in. Sabrina, nothing but love.
There's only love here, across the board.
I'm not mad at you for hating Ryan Reynolds. Everyone has their own opinion. It's fine.
Mike Casey, thank you so much again for being here. Mike Casey, are in the field, on the job, intellectual. Thank you so much for being here at Cruise Control. Appreciate you so much, Mike.
Hey, as long as we all love Keanu Reeves, it's all gold.
Amen.
Drop the P. You gotta drop the P.
Drop the P. We're gonna keep the dicks. This was gonna happen. Sean Sutherland, thank you so much for being back here on Cruise Control. Wouldn't be a fucking Hump Day edition if you were here. Thank you so much, Sean. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Brian. Thank you, everybody. It was so lovely to be here again with you, and looking forward
great
to
chat tonight, guys. Thank you so much.
It was a great chat. And everybody out there, you gotta tell your friends, please like and subscribe. Join our Patreon if you can. I think we're at like 630. Is that right, Sabrina?
I think
Something
so,
like that.
yes.
Something like that. Numbers keep going up. But you know what's slowing them down is those fucking chinchillas, because those fucking chinchillas are fucking dicks. They're just fucking dicks, man. They're fucking dicks with the squirrels and the bears and the chinchillas with their fucking
JD thinks they're the finest fur. I'm just saying.
But tell your friends, your family, your uncles, your aunts, your cousins, your nephews, your grandmas, your grandpas, great-grandmas, and the grandpas who had kids with fucking beavers, and the beavers made badgers, and the badgers made cats, and the cats made dogs, and the dogs came out looking like fucking fur babies that were fucking from the fucking Mars. I don't know what the fuck that shit was from, but they all liked some Cruise Control, but the mailman still hasn't. The fucking UPS guy, the fucking FedEx guy, the fucking DHL guy still hasn't fucking subscribed. Tell all motherfuckers to come to your doorstep. Subscribe to Cruise Control. Everybody, every woodland creature in your fucking yard, subscribe to Cruise Control. If you don't do that, we never get to a fucking 1,000. We'll get there very soon. Thank you so much for being here at Cruise Control as always. Appreciate everybody out there. Woo! Have a great night. Happy Hump Day, everybody. I feel like I'm losing my mind.
Bye, Queen. Love you.
Thank you all again. Have a great night. Appreciate you. Trying some new takes. We'll be back on Friday for our drunk edition because that's Drunk Friday. And until then, everybody, see ya.
Oh, sorry.